Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain, diving into the shallow end headfirst, as Chip loves to say. XRP crypto exchanges closing in the US, Chip. Is this the dethrone of the USD? I mean, XRP, I mean, what's going on? I don't even know what to talk about anymore because it's just ultimate chaos. What's everybody doing out there in the crypto sphere? And by the way, welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip.
By the way, Jeff, I listen to a podcast and it takes the guy 20 minutes to introduce the podcast, sometimes 25 minutes. He's like, by the way, it's like he gets into it like you're like, oh, I forgot what I was listening to. You guys ready? Let's do this. Can we ready? Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Everybody to a very great Sunday.
Cut out all the music.
What's that?
There's no music. Chris, cut it out for me. All the music. Gone.
It does it for me too. For some reason, I don't know what happened with this new Chris, but all I hear is right. You don't hear the music.
Yeah, nothing. It was like
something weird.
And then welcome to On the Chain. Boom.
Yeah, because you only hear the voice, but you don't hear the music.
Yeah, that was very strange.
Yeah, so this was what's been happening. That's why I've asked you. Let's go, says Sophie. Beautiful.
So we got Kermit the Frog, or Kermit the Frog is with us.
The Frog, yeah.
Kermit the Frog.
Fernando.
Kermit the Frog. Whoops.
Good thing to know Jackie's on time. It's about time. Yes.
That's right.
Very
all right.
Good.
So we got a lot of cool things to talk about. The dethroning of crypto is really what I meant to put in that title, Chip. Not just the dethroning of the US dollar, but we got an issue with Gary and the SEC and some other of those individuals, those nefarious individuals that are singling out cryptocurrency, going after the exchanges, getting it crazy, real crazy. And Alchemist is saying crypto is circling the toilet bowl of a truck stop toilet.
It is, but you can slow it down, but you can't stop it. That's the best part about it. It's like, okay, this is what people in the government try to do. They slow it down. You're not stopping it. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. You can slow it down, fine, but you're not going to stop it. And that
is as they try to flush it all down the toilet. There's so much. The toilet's gonna start overflowing. And then they're gonna get it all over their shoes. Too bad for them.
Exactly right. So she put this up here, So how is it the bill? This is Crypto Eddie. She puts in there. She's got the hooks in there. Obviously, that's the new proposal for hooks, the We to Win's organization. It's called something different. It used to be called XRP Labs, but now it's called Zummer. Oh, it rhymes with ramen.
Ramen. Noodles.
Zamen.
Noodles doesn't rhyme with ramen. It's zamen.
I don't know. I always remember that it rhymes with ramen, but I don't know. Maybe it's zamen.
I don't know what it was.
But I remember ramen. Ramen noodles. Who can't remember that? But she said,
"You'll never forget ramen."
How does Bill Hinman get included in his official advisory role for STB LLP at Crypto Roundtable of Investor Protection and speak to the cause and policy solutions of the crypto crash of 2022? How, Mr. Patrick McHenry? I hope you share my disappointment. And here it is right here. Look at this. So the crypto crash of so here you have Simpson, Thatcher, and Bartlett is like the company he left to go to the SEC. Then he ended up with $10 million mysteriously, but it was somehow tied to his retirement. But then he went back and all this. There's all this stuff. But look, we have Tim Masad, fellow researcher, Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University, adjunct professor of law at Georgetown Law School. I'm not an expert, Jeff, but when you see academia heavily weighed in these, I don't know if I really care so much about what's going on there. The academia weighs it, right?
Well, it's kind of funny. You're looking through this whole thing. I singled in on the buffet lunch. Now, if you're going to be going to an event and you have an itinerary and all of that, the last thing that you want to have is a buffet lunch. You want make sure people are sitting at the tables, nice and organized, orderly fashion. Let them serve the lunch. You can even have speakers during the lunch. Maybe, you don't want to give a keynote while people are eating lunch, but maybe, do some intro or something, get people fired up while they're eating lunch. The whole buffet lunch threw me off a little bit.
Well, it is a break time. It's not like they're actually conducting the services, but you have here
50.
somebody named Brett Quick, head of government affairs at Crypto Council for Innovation. I wonder how that's going. Council for Innovation. I wonder how how they're doing and making inroads to innovation in the U.S. when it comes to blockchain and crypto, right?
Government affairs. Who is
Not
this Brett
going.
Quick?
Yeah, when I see government affairs, that's like you lost me at government. Okay, and you got Bill Hinman, senior advisor, Simpson Thacher, then Justin Slaughter, policy director, Paradigm, moderated by John Gulliver, executive director, program on international financial systems. I bet this was just a thrilling event to get to this. I mean, it must have been fantastic.
Well, dude, it was probably super exciting. The keynote was 30 minutes. The keynote address.
Is that weird? The keynote was 30 minutes, but then these knuckleheads talked for an hour and 5 minutes. Seems a little weird. I don't know.
And yeah, is there anything there? Does it say who the keynote was, or just kind of cut off at the keynote?
Well, hang on. It says keynote was Patrick McHenry.
Oh.
So you got somebody who means something, and then you got this. But the point that Crypto is making is like, how is it that Bill Hinman is included to even talk here? I mean, who would even like? I mean, given the fact that you got these other people, head of government affairs and Crypto Council for Innovation, all these other blah blahs.
But
I don't know. But my God, yeah.
They brought him in because he's Hinman. You know, he was over at the SEC and doing all those things. That's probably why they brought him in to speak. You know, as a individual of notoriety.
Giving out free passes.
Then for Patrick McHenry, you know, being pro crypto, and then Bill Hinman. Does he even fall anywhere within the pro crypto sphere? Yeah, because I think there should be a lot of outrage to go around, you know, and it shouldn't just be singled at Hinman, but it should start at Hinman, then continue over to Gensler, because it is this whole thing, this whole implosion that we're going through right now is all basically on his shoulders. Imagine that. It all rests on Hinman's shoulders.
Well, I don't know if it all rests on his shoulders, but I do think that what's funny about the whole thing is I do think that when those emails come out on Tuesday, and they're coming out on Tuesday, it'll be really fun to see how many events Bill Hinman shows up at after that, because I just and probably the funny part about the Hinman thing is I don't even know if really it's going to come down to like things he said in emails. I mean, there were so many people that reviewed it, and like what was being said back and forth, and which other cryptocurrencies were mentioned in there. Probably a ton of other ones, right? I mean, I'm guessing there were probably, a whole bunch that were probably in there. Look at this right here, Bryant. Virginia Beach, and I'm chilling, holding 5 badass Yetis. Well, that's great, Brian, because we are going to be announcing something soon where that 5 badass Yeti is going to be something pretty good, because we're building some utility, and that's going to mean something. So appreciate that, Brian. And Brian was a winner back here, I think, in our first 1 or 2 Crypto G, I believe, as well. But we did some badass Yeti. We did some yesterday. We did some giveaways, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was fun doing the giveaways yesterday. So Kelly Slate is saying that the U.S. is a global joke at this point. Unfortunately, that's kind of true for many different reasons. But
true.
But it's crazy. So here's the point. And as they go into this crypto crash of 22, the beginning of that crash, starting with Hinman, carrying over to Gary Gensler. It took a little bit of time because we saw a little bit of a ramp up after that lawsuit was filed, or before the lawsuit was filed. We're starting to see a little bit of a ramp up, continued for a little while. So I don't want to say the Hinman drop was part and parcel for the crash, but here you go. There's just there's just so many things to really continue to observe at this point. And the U.S., how do we single out the U.S. as being anti-crypto while the rest of the world is pro-crypto and adopting crypto and moving forward at a rapid pace? It's just it's kind of crazy. Even Russia came out recently, and they were allowing for exchanges and individuals to buy on the exchanges.
Kelly nailed it. I mean, it is a joke. It's beyond a joke. It's even beyond any sort of reason, Jeff. It's like it doesn't even start to begin to make sense. It's just, that's insane. I don't know.
Jim D says Hinman is an Arorni. I think he meant to say attorney.
Attorney, yeah.
I mean,
Attorney
attorney.
is a new word, which is the same thing as
Arorni.
attorney. Arorni,
Could
attorney.
be one of our words.
Hmm.
He's just an Arorni. So he generates revenue by creating drama, flux out of thin air, just like Fed creates Ponzi fiat dollars out of thin air. Interesting comment.
There you go. So it's kind of one and the same, isn't it?
Man, people are just hammering these comments out there right now. Alchemist, Hinman will lecture us on how ETH is even more decentralized now that it is more centralized since the merge.
That's a good point too. That's a funny thing. It's like they go like the CFTC came out, remember, publicly, and they say like, oh no, ETH is officially, it's a commodity. Okay, so like if we don't even go back to 2013 days with XRP, but we go back to 2015, 2016, clearly it was an ICO. They didn't call it an ICO, but it was an ICO, right? It was an initial coin offering. If you got in early and you could be a whale and you could register, and you could even use a fake address and a name, it didn't matter. It was like, forget about, KYC, AML. It was like, and if you wanted to like buy more, you could just register another fake name and address. So they were like, they're basically promoting this bad behavior. And then it's like, well, I guess it's okay, And there was some points being bantered around on the internet today talking about how that, I was reading a bunch of comments out there on Twitter saying that what would the XRPL have been like? Like Circle, for example, was looking at the XRPL and they ended up launching on the Jed McKillop's chain over there, whatever that's called.
So I'm glad you brought that one up, because think about that for just a second and consider this. How much damage, and I'll pull this one up, so I'm glad you brought that up. How much damage has Gary Gensler actually done to this space, right? And Hinman, with the fact that they dropped this lawsuit. And this is a really interesting question because now it continues. It's the damage that they've done leading up to it. I'm talking about to the XRP, to XRPL, to retail investors in the space. And how is that going to be detrimental overall? Because now we see them singling out a whole list of assets. But Matt Hamilton actually had some interesting commentary to your exact point, Chip, on this. And I thought that was interesting. So here's Matt Hamilton said, you'd have to look at what things didn't happen as a result of the SEC action. Take, for example, USDC. Would Circle have issued USDC on the XRPL if the SEC case hadn't hit? They were already talking about it. What is the damages of that? And then what about MoneyGram? So imagine where we would be in this space right now with MoneyGram, with USDC, if it was built on the XRPL. How much further ahead would this space be?
Yeah, roll all the way,
the action of the SEC.
Roll all the way to the top on that one. Go back up there and just zoom all the way up. Keep going. Keep going right there. So that started with the digital asset investor.
Yep.
Talking about the damages, and this was something they talked about on a. But then go up there. I thought there was one other comment below this one.
Oh, so
what did Matt say? Matt said something else too. He was saying something there.
That is a fantastically false argument put forth by Molly. Developers do care about price and damages, which is exactly why we get so annoyed about people coming up with insanely unrealistic models based on wild speculation.
Right. In the clip, she talks about the fact that the reason they do price predictions is because the devs don't really care about the price. And Matt's basically saying, well, that's not true. They do care about the price, and that's why they get,
Right, because here said, do you agree that more funds to launch businesses would have flowed onto the XRPL if the lawsuit hadn't cast a dark cloud over the protocol? That was the point I was trying to make. And then Matt said, of course, I'm pretty sure pretty much all developers would agree with that statement. As I pointed out, you're having to construct a straw man argument here. This is why it is so sad to see you make such a dishonest argument.
Yeah, and you could say whether or not, I mean, look, the price predictions, the models, and we like to hit 6,000, 30,000, 100,000, and in that clip too, they talk about the damages that there are $15 billion eroded from the actual, from the industry, right? But if there were $15 billion eroded when that lawsuit dropped, the point they're trying to make in that clip is like, well, the damages are much greater than that. Okay, so What court are you going to try that in? The court of public opinion? An actual court, the Supreme Court? Who's going to hear your argument, and who really gives a rat's behind? Really, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think anybody does. I mean, it's an unfortunate thing. What people want right now is justice. I mean, that's really what we're looking for. And the funny thing is, look who the savior looks like it could be. The most hated altcoin, or I should say, digital asset that isn't Bitcoin could potentially have, be a lifesaver for the crypto industry at large, at least in the U.S.
What?
Oscar.
XRP would be at least 3 cents.
Yeah, maybe 4. Maybe 4 cents. You're right.
3.
Maybe 4 cents, somewhere around there. Yeah, I mean, it's somewhere in that neighborhood, right? So it's close enough.
And here's what's funny. So when we have to talk cryptically, like when we mentioned the blue team and the red team, or back in the day you had to talk about the beer flu. Now we have to talk about the Aroni, instead of the attorney, Aronies, because then you need the magic decoder ring. But you know what I realize is that sometimes it's a little bit more easierly to mispronounce than it is to actually pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, easierly. I like that word, easierly. It sounds like it's
easierly. Easierly is a good word.
It's easierly to say easily. Yeah. Easily.
Exactly. It's much more easierly. Money eats bags, not Bob. Crypto will be just fine once Gary's hands it off to Goldman and friends, which could very well be the case. Alchemist, like that XRP bags channel with the lunatic XRP tubers doing a group masculine freebase chat. Mescaline, not masculine. Don't know what that says or means. Mescaline.
Yeah, mescaline. Mescaline.
Mescaline.
I just noticed in this view, like how perfectly fused our lemon trees are.
They're perfect.
It kind of crosses over there. Like it's pretty cool.
Growing off to the edge.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it'd be fun to put this video up, because we always talk about Gary Gensler. What a massive squadusha he is, a squadouche. And I don't lie. I think we're all in agreement here. But I wanted to show this video here. Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Here we go. Where is it? There it is.
Oh, here you go, Chip.
There you go.
Babs McGee, thank you for that support. Gary Gensler has a bodyguard with him at all times. He thinks all securities are out to get him.
There you go. Yeah, that's honestly, that sounds. It's funny because it's probably true. I mean, it sounds we laugh at it, but I think it's a good possibility. To be honest with you, I mean, what's up, Yeet? Yeet's in the house. Or Smithson's in the house. There you go. Alex, there you go. So I want to put this up here. Every once in a while, somebody does something fun. Well, I'd say more than often. When I first saw this, I was like, let's see. So songaday.world put this one out, Jeff. Look at this.
All right.
As we look at this. So it's actually an NFT as well, but this is it says you knew this was coming, right? You knew that it was coming, right? And you can actually bid on the NFT. Well, let's listen in on this, okay? Kind of get an idea of what it's about. You see Barry Gary, and here we go. Let's listen in.
Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes, hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes, hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes, hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes. That stuff, but man, you're not looking close enough. And by the way, take a look at your own house, it's burning down. There's musicians and writers, illustrators and things from all walks of life.
Fraudsters. Artists.
Very funny.
Grifters bad, man, that's some observation you've had. Why don't you do something about it instead of choking? You're giving keynotes at investing things, and your crypto army filling up your ranks. I'll be here staking and singing and selling my songs as an NFT.
Fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes.
Did he do this during his office hours? This
I don't
office hours
think
with
so.
Gary Gensler?
I don't think so, but I like that. It's a little catchy, that little middle chorus part where he talks about hucksters,
I
fraudsters,
like that.
Ponzi schemes. Yeah. Meanwhile, the biggest scam artist on the planet is the SEC at this moment, given in time, and it's just. I mean, that was pretty cute. That was fun. Put some good work into that. I like that. I like people that put some thought and effort into something really awesome.
You can get his tickets on Ticketmaster. Next concert coming up.
The winning bid. Let's see. Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, and Ponzi schemes.
Ponzi schemes. That's right.
Okay.
Dawn
Let's
is saying congratulations on 500 episodes on the podcast yesterday in Australia and saw it in the rewatch. Appreciate that, Dawn. And even saw a comment from Dawn regarding the Badass Yetis. So have to check out the Badass Yeti.
Badass Yetis. Badass Yetis. Yeah, I noticed the excitement's picked up around the Badass Yetis again. They've started to
Yeah, a little bit of
little
little excitement. So what do you think about this, Chip? Are Kentucky Derby horses registered as securities? You know what I was thinking about that? I mean, you start having, your anticipation of generating revenue, off of your bet or maybe ownership, but maybe could be somehow. What was that website where you can invest in people's products, in their projects? You'd build something, you could buy it in advance. Kickstarter,
yeah.
So the question, and granted, you don't really get anything in return.
I lost money on this before. It's like things that never happen, and there's still one that's still promising, like it's going to ship. I used to buy a lot of stuff on there because I believed in projects, and I wanted to fund some projects and stuff. But I have a little knife around here somewhere floating around that I got off there. It's pretty cool. But
and I think Jibo was a Kickstarter project originally. It's supposed to be one of the first family robots.
Yeah,
that was Jibo was kick ass.
Okay.
And they just weren't able to launch it, and then it died.
Yeah. Well, now I might have done better with the whole, AI connecting the internet. Could turn weird.
Now it'd be kick ass. Maybe they'll come back. Babs McGee, another support. Thank you very much. Gary and his flock of seagulls performing at a rundown bar near you. Book tickets. Man, if that duo would come and perform, I think you'd have a sold out concert. That'd be great.
No doubt about that.
Gary is a backup singer.
Flock of seagulls. It gives flock of seagulls a whole new meaning, right? You just imagine Gary with the flock of seagulls behind him, just dropping bombs everywhere, man, on his head and everything. But look at this. I mean, what's kind of cool is this actually did sell. It was a bid, and this NFT did actually sell. They've taken it down because obviously it's sold as an NFT, but it sold for 1.069. And if we look at the price of ETH, it's like $1,700. So maybe let's say round up, maybe $1,800 it sold for. That's pretty solid, Jeff.
The kick-ass NFT,
right?
Did only one sell? Or did they sell multiples?
I think it was just one that sold. I think, yeah. Winning bid.
The original.
So this is the Songaday auction, where they auction off a song a day.
Oh, nice.
Thus the name Song a Day. But if you come up here, And I think this is just where they sold it, but yeah. So look, if you look at the last results, like check it out. So like they were going really low. This is funny because normally every day the winning bid was 0.02. Then you've got 0.03, and then all of a sudden this one ramped up.
Wow.
So it's been, if you look at traditionally, it's kind of been depending on who it is. One looks like one of the highest selling ones. Let's see, there's one here. There's one ETH. There's one ETH. So it looks like if we look at over 6 months, I don't know what this one was, but this one sold for 5 ETH.
Holy cow.
What the hell song was that, dude?
Amazing.
But that one sold for 5.
What is it?
Well, look at this one here, you know.
Oh, there we go.
They actually sold that weird song we put on there.
Oh my God.
They sold it for 6.9 ETH. There's one for Elizabeth Warren that sold for 5.3 ETH.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we gotta start writing songs. This is stupid doing a podcast. Why are we doing a podcast? This is dumb. I'm learning where it's at, Jeff. We gotta get on this.
Let's do it. I think we do a song.
It's the same guy, and he got 5. Let me go back and let's do this. Let's listen to this one because this is Elizabeth Warren. It's got to be pretty good.
That'll be good.
Let's see if this is going to be something.
The volume may be louder.
I didn't start it yet. Hang on a second. I got to share it with the volume.
I shut off my crisp speaker. Then I won't block.
Let's see. Can I make this bigger?
Elizabeth Warren, Elizabeth Warren.
There you go.
My once high esteem of you is now falling.
Wait, someone had high esteem?
Started when you didn't endorse Bernie.
Uh-oh, we got a Bernie bro here, Jeff.
Now you got the anti-crypto army.
Uh-oh, got the Bernie bro upset.
If I post my songs to Spotify, I enrich Daniel Ek. If I post my songs to YouTube, it all goes to Alphabet. If I try to use Patreon, those VCs will benefit. And Bandcamp is union busting. No, I don't like that one bit.
Okay, just FYI, you want to know where my songs are located? Bandcamp, Jeff. Do I know a little bit about this? You can go ahead and I'm going to pitch my own shit. You guys can go over and buy my songs. I'm going to start selling them as NFTs. Forget this, Jeff. I'm selling them. I'm making new songs. I'm selling them as NFTs. Bullshit. I need to get paid, Jeff. I need to get paid. My songs are at Bandcamp. I'll drop the link.
Paid.
So tell me, what should I do?
Oh, we got it.
That's the question I have for you.
Yeah, I like the other song much better. This one's just like, this is Bernie Bro going off on Elizabeth Warren, but it doesn't really matter. It's like whoever, it just goes to show you that even on the left, they're not happy with Elizabeth Warren, especially with this anti-crypto army. But I'm telling you, man, 5.3 ETH for that song, that's a hell of an accomplishment, Jeff.
I'll tell you who was the original in the space, and thanks to Jacob's Ladder for bringing that up. That was none other than DM Logic with Vincent Wilson.
Yeah.
We played this. Let me just play the opening. Just the opening of it.
Yeah.
If it plays.
I was going to collaborate on a tune with him, and then we started talking about collaborating on a tune. So I talked to DM Logic often.
That'd be great. Who remembers Vincent Wilson?
Great writer.
There's no volume.
No sound.
What the heck?
There's no volume, dude.
Very bizarre.
Turn on the volume.
Hang on a second.
You didn't share with volume?
Forgot to share with volume.
Nah, I hate when that
Yeah,
happens.
why do they do that? Why do they make it so difficult? Why do I have to look at it? Share tab audio. I clicked it. Let's see if it works this time. Let's see if it works. Still no volume. I can't hear it. What is going on? Oh, I know why. One moment.
It'll just, if only Elizabeth Warren
Un momento. Here we go. Got to go to that one. Now it should work.
They make you jump through so many hoops to play audio, guys. It's like insane to do this. Who knew this was going to be a musical night at when it
This
came?
one, maybe. See if this one works. If this doesn't work, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. How
You don't know
bizarre.
what's going
It's not letting me play audio.
It could be
There you
something
go.
with the CRISPR.
There you have it.
We could get back to that. Let's see. I want to see if I can pull it up.
Go here. It's in
I
this
wonder if-
place. That's really bizarre.
So you couldn't hear any. Let me see if I can hear a song. Let's see. It's playing on my side. Might just be something going on with that. It's not you, Jeff. There's no audio coming out of it.
There's no audio.
Oh no, here it is. Here it is.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. But you know what? Here's the
Yeah.
thing. There's nothing. Hang on a second. Let me hit stop. Let me
This
hit
new
reset.
crisp is killing me because I had to
Oh,
switch my speaker setup a little bit. Oh, I shut it off.
Maybe that's what it was. But let me go here. Let's see if we can hear it, guys. Let's see. Well, last ditch exit effort here.
Let's see. Nope.
Hang on.
Vincent,
Oh, there we go.
who are you? You seem to know a lot, it's true. Vincent Wilson.
And the original.
I can remember when you first wrote Vincent Wilson. Your enigmatic little first note, Vincent Wilson.
And the memories.
Your secret code, your chilling cipher on the screen.
There you go.
Said 20,000 XRP could be life-changing in a couple of years. When I read it, I believed, and just like that, you disappeared, Vincent Wilson. Are you from Ripple? Are you BG? Vincent Wilson. Are you some rogue Illuminati? Vincent Wilson.
Where did Vincent Wilson go?
'Cause everything you say illuminates in me. Like 20,000 XRP can be life-changing in a couple of years. Every video you said the same till everyone believed. Vincent Wilson. Vincent Wilson.
There you go. John Cultivax.
I believe Vincent Wilson. I believe.
Wilson, baby.
20,000 XRP can be life-changing in a couple of years. The whole community agrees because of you who made it clear. So tell the truth, are you a prophet? Have I seen you in the Torah? Will you ever show your face? Will you be in Bora Bora, Vincent
Bora Bora.
Vincent.
Anyway,
Okay.
that was awesome. By the way,
That's
I was
awesome.
pinging DM Logic while we were doing this. I'm like, dude, we're playing your song live, man. We're playing your song live. Jump in the chat.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, he's probably busy or doing something. But yeah, he's.
Yeah, that was outstanding. Going back, there's some comments here. Bernie Bros will try and shoot you at a basketball practice. Warren better be careful. And we got watch Darren Moore's latest video. I'm just kind of going through these, and then it came to Bab McGee. Only if Elizabeth Warren was as clear and transparent as her DNA test. If only.
Do stuff like that when I'm sitting there like with a drinking something. I almost choked. I'm like, I almost spit it on my screen, man. I was like, spray it out. Like, thank God. Yeah, if only.
If only. Come on, Vincent Wilson has become an annoying name.
No way. Vincent Wilson's awesome.
Get in here that one more time, man.
But he was, by the way, that Bernie Bro is absolutely spot on about this one, though, Jeff. I mean, so I dropped that in the chat right there. But if you guys want to see that site he was talking about, here it is right here. There it is right there, dude.
There you go.
There's my album right there, and it's like, so yeah, you can go listen to it for free. But I'm gonna be recording some new music. I think I'm gonna start recording them as NFTs. I think I'm gonna like release some of them as NFTs, or I might do a NFT remix of one of these songs. But yeah, there you go. I mean, I totally understand that, man.
That'd be nice.
But it's for sale. I think you can buy it for. Is it still for sale? Yeah, $5, man. $5 you can have it yourself, or you can listen to it for free. Actually, just go to Spotify or go to Apple Music or Google Music or whatever you listen to. Amazon Music, it's all there anyway. It's under the moniker No Joy Yet.
That's right.
No
Vincent
joy
Wilson never
yet.
had a making of a varsity athlete. No. Jack, you know you've been here a long time if you completely forgot about Vincent Wilson. It's crazy. Think about, man, 2017 was kind of the beginning. 2018 was such a crazy year with the Vincent Wilsons. You remember all the jungle videos back then? That's when DM Logic kind of came out. There was like a ramp up. Everyone was listening to DAI at the time, you know, and Jungle's videos were super cryptic, you know, and you just have the gladiator or something on the cover. Man, there was like all this excitement, emotion. And that's where you had the dancing bears or the Riddler and all those things going on. That was XRP in 2018.
Yeah, it was. And
Wilson and
videos were just like, it was always a gladiator picture, and it was just audio. Like nobody really knew what like looked at. But here's a probably people do not know that On the Chain launched on Jungle Inc.'s channel. That's if you're a real OG, you'll remember that. You have one of 6 people that were watching that particular episode, but you might have seen that. You might have like said, "Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, I see what's up. I see what's going on." All right, let me pull this up here. Let me try to organize something. So 2 things here, Jeff. Something we talk about an awful lot here. And this, I was wondering if Jack was watching that show, but on a later one here. But let's go put this up there. Let's go. So Jack at QuadJax, and he put this up. He said, "Hey, some get the notion that XRPL tokens are competing with Ripple. This is not the case at all. The XRPL was built for transferring value. Trading XRP for XRPL tokens and vice versa is a good thing. So it benefits everyone in the ecosystem. In summary, use the DEX, the decentralized exchange." And he was commenting on this when Ripple pivoted the payments in 2014. It was because the decentralized exchange ecosystem on the XRPL was doing well. XRPL. There were over 10 million per day in swaps and payments that we could do. We could then 100% confirm was real economic activity. We wanted to show focus and it felt was a single and blah, blah, blah. Let's see what else you say here. Doesn't mean it was the only or best thing for the XRP to do, but then when the ICO craze hit, we had more money and more employees, and we could do definitely more, take on more than one thing. We saw projects getting talked into ICOs, even when it made no sense for the project. We brought our focus and blah, 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 blah. They raised a lot of stuff there.
And there was no ICO.
No, but he's talking about other projects here. But I actually thought this was another, Panos puts out great tweet threads, and he was saying that it's sad that a big part of the XRP community still believes XRP was created for banks or to help institutions. It was literally created to destroy the bank's monopoly and disintermediate them. XRP was created as a better Bitcoin for peer-to-peer transactions for people, not banks. He goes on to say that, and with the features like the DEX, decentralized exchange, Ripple's initial vision was to enable people to break free of the walled gardens of financial networks like credit cards, banks, PayPal, and other institutions that restrict access with fees, charges for currency exchanges, and processing delays. This is what Ripple mentioned on their website in 2013. Ripple initially, OpenCoin, started with the vision to build an open payment system and a peer-to-peer credit network for people, not banks, on top of the XRPL by utilizing its decentralized exchange and other features. And then even though Ripple later decided to focus on the banking system and cross-border payments, they didn't do that to help bank and financial institutions. They did it to create a level playing field for the small banks and destroy the SWIFT cartel owned by the big ones. Either way, Ripple's financial or business model doesn't matter much, as it's just one project out of the hundreds using XRP and building on XRPL. But some members of the XRP community should know what they hold and stick to the facts instead of believing false narratives. And the false narratives were created by Bitcoin Maxis at first, and then have continued by XRP influencers and YouTubers who promote this for their own interests, spreading misinformation and delusional theories around XRP. XRP is for everyone, especially the people that are sick of banks and centralized entities that charge a lot of fees, have big delays, and they can censor you. This is the reason XRP Ledger was built, to free the people from such institutions, give you the power back to the individual. And the whole point of the thread is that XRP is for everyone. It's an open, decentralized system with many features, and anyone can use it, people, businesses, banks, for whatever they want. So it's difficult for some people to understand. The legend and XRPL co-creator has spoken at the end of the discussion for people who disagree. And David, Joel Cat Schwartz said, I 100% agree with the thread. Awesome description. What are your thoughts about that thread, Jeff?
Man, it was a really solid thread. You know, I mean, the overall idea of XRP, the XRPL, all the technology they built into it. You know, Ripple obviously coming to kind of the game at that point, you know, saw that opportunity, and Ripple's agenda and initiative is to disrupt the status quo, you know, because they do talk about, you know, simplifying, speeding up. They talk about inclusive banking, you know, and not so much a focus on the unbanked as the guys over at Stellar and you know, with the XLM, they talked a lot about the unbanked and consumer movement of money. XRP or the XRPL, or at least how Ripple saw it, it wasn't P2P. I think it was about more on the institutional side, obviously, because that's where Ripple focused. I don't know what the original intent was for the XRPL, but there's so much technology there that it seems that he's right onto an awesome point. You know, that the technology is such that if there's a DEX inherent in it, you know, you can see all the possibilities to where it could build out a very nice consumer-based solution. You know, and then we saw what was the original project that Weedsy Wind had? What was that called? Why can't I remember? The XRP bot or the tip bot?
Tip bot.
I think the tip bot was a good entry point and example of how, you know, you could easily, you know, create a platform that facilitated movement of money between people in a very easy way. You know, it was a little clunky, but I think it kind of got the point where you could connect via Twitter and just say, here you go, I'm going to send you some cash, you know, and you pop, there you go, there's some XRP. And we all used to have a lot of fun with it. You know, we go onto people's live streams and start throwing tips at everybody, you know, with the tip bot. It was a lot of fun.
At some point, we used to have the QR code. I think early days, or I know I did when I was streaming on myself. Yeah. And all of a sudden, my phone would light up. It'd like, boom, someone would send 5 XRP or 3 XRP or 20 or whatever. It was just it just made it more. It made it fun. And back then, I think XRP was like 19 cents or 20 cents or something like that. But it wasn't really about the value. It was just the fact that, you know, look, and oh, hey, hang on a second. Oh, thank you, so and so. You know, and I would always say sometimes their name was different. I don't want to out them, but hey, someone just sent it to me, and they say in the chat. And those days are seem so long ago. Like we wouldn't think about putting a QR code up there and saying, guys, you can send us XRP. But I don't know, everyone was doing it. It felt like a fun thing.
It was great. I loved it, you know. But that showed the P2P movement of XRP. You know, how easy it was if you had the right platform, if you were able to build it, built on the XRPL, how fast it was. And then try to do that with Bitcoin, not so fast.
Yeah,
Unless
not
you're
so
using
fast
spend
at
the
all.
bits.
179 Kevin says, I was in Chip's first stream and he hated on my name. Now, I don't remember that. So probably 179 Kevin's going to pull the video. Unless you had a different name and then it was like something weird. But let me know, Kevin, in the but I don't remember hating on your name. I might have been goofing on it. I don't know. I was hating on it. And then always caught Jeff's stream on Saturday mornings. LOL. And yeah, Jeff used to do his rants. I would actually get my coffee. First thing I would do is like I'd get up, I'd go outside, I'd lay on the lanai by the pool, I'd have my headphones on, I'd have my coffee ready, like brew some like espresso, and I would just sit on my phone and I would just participate in the chat along with, you know, and back when Jeff was streaming, but also on the OTC days when you used to do that solo, because we streamed like 6 days a week and it was a lot.
It was a lot.
And I was like, I'm not doing the weekend. It was like now we do Saturday and Sunday. So but
It's fun.
one day during the week. So that's what we
Yeah.
did. So sorry about that, Kat. I don't remember that. That'd be good to know. Legendary says we've been let down so many times that it's about time something big happens.
That's right.
That's right. So you're saying there's a chance. Okay. And then Sophie says emails come out and then Brandon signs an executive order to ban crypto. Hey,
It'll be rolled
that
down.
could happen, man. I mean,
That could happen.
absolutely.
The crazies are in charge.
With this one
You never
here.
know. Yeah, has that ever happened to you, Chip?
What's that?
You kind of at an event and you just start talking about XRP.
It's happened before, Jeff, but sometimes people know about me and they start talking about, are you into crypto still? Nah, man, I gave up. It was a scam. I was like, crypto? I was such a scam. Come on, dude. I mean, you fell for that? I was just joking. I didn't mean anything.
I was just joking.
I get to it. We just go out on there and laugh. We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
People go, I'm trying to watch your podcast. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, well, that's cool. We got to start somewhere. Like, I don't know what KXRP PDQ is.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't remember what that is either. So Mark says a month ago at a barbecue, my ADHD got the better of me, and I found myself lecturing my family about the benefits of owning XRP. It didn't go well. Next barbecue, I'll be wearing a suit. I'll arrive wearing a suit. No. So yeah, well, the thing that happened with me early days was I was telling people I was all excited about XRP back in 2017, 2018. And I was telling people about XRP and what it was. And I still have a buddy to this day. Well, we're talking about 6 years in. He goes, "You're still into crypto?" Yeah, I'm still into crypto. And he goes, "You don't think it's a scam?" I'm like, no. He's like, but what kind of like mini hooked him though was he started blowing my phone up like, "Hey, do you use the Brave browser?" I'm like, "I do use the Brave browser." He goes, "Yeah, so did you connect it to your Uphold account?" I go, "I did." He goes, to get BAT? He goes, "Yeah." So I was like, "Wait a minute. So you're excited about earning as you browse the internet, you're interested in earning, the BAT token?" He goes, "Yeah, it's like free money." I was like, "Okay, but you're not interested." And then we get into this whole discussion and everything. But what happened is like two of my close friends, not this guy, but two of my other close friends, purchased on the way up. When I say the way up, I'm talking about $1.60. They couldn't get into it, and then when they did, it came down. Like they hit $2, and it like came down under $1. And so then the funny thing is, like when it was like 19 and 20 cents, people are like, nothing. But as it's going up, this is what always happens. People like want to jump in, Jeff. They're like, I want to get into it. But meanwhile, you're like, dude, everything's on sale. Like, I don't know, crypto's probably going to get banned. It's going to go away. One of those fads. It's not going to last. Meanwhile, when the sales are happening and everything's like, inexpensive, and you look at some of them where it drops significantly 80% of their value, just got to say, Jeff, that's all I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's what I saw. So, Chip, it was interesting because, with all what you're talking about, and obviously there's some negative sentiment in the crypto space at large. And actually, Kathy Wood is putting money into Coinbase right now. I think they put, I don't know how much, that was like 40 or 60 million or something. I don't remember exactly what the number was, but they put a significant number into Coinbase. I'll have to look that up again. But that just shows, where the trends go, where, the big money goes. And, when they're investing, looking for the gains, when people are running away, those guys are running to it. They're running into the burning building, looking for the investment opportunities.
Exactly right. And the funny thing is, it's a longer play, but it's been around long enough to know that you're not going to kill crypto, and that the last hope and maybe off ramp for a lot of crypto will be Coinbase. I want to throw this up here because I was wondering if QuadJax was watching us this one when we've been talking about this. But tell me if this sounds familiar, Jeff. Careful beats Bitcoin Maxis. First, they came for XRP, and I did not speak out because I was not a fan of Ripple. Then they came for all the major altcoins, and I did not speak out because I was not diversified. But then they came for Ethereum, and I did not speak out because I was already liquidated. But then they came for Bitcoin, and there was no one left to speak for me. Right? It's a nice way to put it into a nice package of what we talked about here. Yeah, there's nobody left. Nobody left to talk, and nobody left to defend you. But that's kind of where we are now in the market. It's like all of a sudden everybody's like, we have Charles Hoskinson, waving the white flag and extending olive branches and saying peace. Meanwhile, you got Jim Cramer calling it Cardanzo. Rhymes with garbanzo bean, Jeff.
Garbanzo bean.
So there you go. There you have it.
So there's another one here. It's another one from Kai. And this was, let me throw this up. Oh, I'm not sharing now. I got to go in and share. Got to do this whole thing. Here we go. So this one, and this is interesting because it kind of goes through where start here. Not even FUD, just being realistic. Forget a all-time high. Solana, Solanzo, Cardanzo, Matic have a good chance of not even pumping ever again if the SEC pursues them, just as we've seen with XRP. Don't blindly keep aping alts with the assumption they'll come back. And that's what this comment from Axel was. Now, Kai from on XRP, if you go to onxrp.com, check out their NFTs they have for sale. But so he was saying Ripple has been defending XRP for 2.5 years, spending $200 million in the process. They use it to solve real problems in the cross-border payment sector. XRP is not doomed. It's 2.5 years ahead of any token in the blockchain industry in regards to regulation apart from Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's good. Well said. It's like, if I like this when people like speak up and are going to call out the FUD and the BS out there. It's important to note that.
It's happening.
Super important to note that.
Yeah,
I wanted to, as we talk about that, Senator Bill Haggerty, this is a good one. Let me put this one on. But Senator Bill Haggerty put this tweet here. He said, oh my gosh, hang on. He said, Gary Gensler is finally saying the quiet part out loud that the Biden administration wants to kill market innovation to pave the way for a CBDC, which would give the federal government unprecedented insight into your life. And then Bill Morgan jumped in here and said, Ripple and its attorneys have done more to protect the crypto market and American crypto investors in the last 2.5 years than all the politicians in Congress put together. Can't say I disagree with that statement, Jeff. I mean, they're out there fighting the fight. Meanwhile, they have incoming arrows, bombs, you name the kind of artillery shock and awe campaign against Ripple. Everybody bad-mouthing them, and all of a sudden, peace, kumbaya, we're all pals now. We all love each other. Except for Bitcoin Maxis still hate everybody because they're Bitcoin Maxis, but
Yeah, thank God for, people are speaking out, like you just said, so Kai from on XRP is speaking out to the FUD. Here's a senator stepping up and saying, here's what they're saying the quiet part out loud. Here's what their real agenda is. They're telling you what their agenda is. Beware, they're trying to destroy innovation in this country. Whatever their long-term agenda is or short-term agenda, whatever their short-term gain is, that's what their objective is. But thank God there's people standing up willing to, fight the fight.
Here we go. Idea. Yeah, then Max Keiser was like, he's super excited about Gary Gensler. He just think Gary Gensler is like the most excited person in the world. Josh Hurst tweeted that Gary killed crypto. And then, of course, Bitcoin Maxi, Max Keiser said, exactly, he's doing his job. Go after unregistered securities. Incredibly beneficial for Bitcoin to remove the distraction of 25,000 shitcoins. And then, of course, and I'm like, the idea, I commented, the idea of diving into the stock market with the belief that there's only one stock available is hilariously absurd on multiple fronts. And certainly, I'm sure Max Keiser, if he has any holdings in the stock market or did in the previous world, in a previous life, before getting into crypto, diving in headfirst in the shallow end, I'm pretty sure that wasn't his take, where he was, it's only Amazon or IBM or whatever your favorite thing is. This whole argument and how he continues to go about the Bitcoin, even the very idea, Jeff, that the sound of an altcoin. If you even say it's an altcoin, you're playing into the game that the Bitcoin Maxis. There's the Bitcoin. It's the coin, and everything else is alternative. How about there's a digital asset? How about there's blockchain? How about there's an industry that's full with different cryptocurrencies? But when we even start saying altcoins, what you're saying is it's not Bitcoin. I mean, they've built this into the whole sort of thinking structure.
So, and it's interesting that they go down that path. So we also have to be very cognizant of what is being passed through Congress. And so here we had, this goes back to March. This is March 6th. This was introduced to something called the Committee on Environment and Public Works. So now, Chip, without reading any text, title, summary, because the summary is still being prepared, still hasn't been completed yet. The Environment and Public Works, the title is Crypto Asset Environmental Transparency Act of 2023. Now, if you were to say, hey, Crypto Asset Transparency Act 2023, but they put the environmental part in it, and it's in the Environment and Public Works Committee in the Senate, and it's sponsored or co-sponsored by Jeff Merkley, Senator, Bernie Sanders, Senator, and Dianne Feinstein. So we have Vermont, California, and Oregon, three states that are co-sponsoring a bill called Crypto Asset Environmental Transparency Act. Now, do you think, without even looking at any summary, any text, pro or against crypto?
What you call it, the Kill Crypto Act of 2023 would be a more appropriate name for that, Jeff.
That's exactly what it is. We don't even have to get into it.
Coherent at this point. Like they're not even, Dianne Feinstein is not even with us. I mean, she's incapacitated, and they're still. Oh no, let's just let her vote remote, and it's insane.
Let's see. The short title: Kill Crypto Act of 2023. Air pollutants, blockchain. They have to all the terminology. Compliance with the Clean Air Act. Impact study. The impact of crypto. Energy efficiency of data center buildings. Right. Only blockchain data center. Not talking about any other data centers.
Think about Google. That you Google every day they dwarf what happens in blockchain. This is how utterly stupid these people are, Jeff. They're stupid. They're very stupid. They're stupids. They're dumb. Some of the dumbest humans, and that's debatable. The human part as well. I don't know if they're human, but it's like, how did they even get into this stuff? I don't even know. It's insane. But look at the time here.
This even happened
against the time ride, so I can't believe the time flew by. It was so much fun. We had such an incredible bunch of people, and I got to say, big shout out to Babs McGee. Really appreciate that support tonight. It's really good. It does help pay the bills around the OTC office, hosting and so on and so forth. So it's very good.
And stay tuned. We have some announcements coming up, Chip.
Yes, we do.
Soon. Hopefully, one of the announcements will be hopefully by next week, potentially, or maybe even toward the end of the week, maybe next Saturday, maybe next Sunday, maybe the following week, somewhere in there.
Crazy in there. It's not too crazy.
I'll let you know what it happens.
Yeah, and there's a couple announcements that are forthcoming. A lot of it, and they kind of circle around the badass Yetis. But we've been working on a real world product. We will be introducing that product. Something very near and dear to Jeff and our hearts, and something that I'm sure people will be able to guess. I think most people, especially who've been around the show, you probably can guess what that might be. But anyway, it's pretty exciting for us anyway to be able to build some utility into the badass Yetis as well, the best we can until we get some regulatory clarity. Then maybe we can go down that road. We always wanted to go down initially, but we couldn't, thanks to Gary, Daddy G, ruin the party for everybody, Gensler. So there you have it. There you have it, everybody.
Ruin the party, Gensler. Gary,
Ruin
ruin
the party for everybody, you little, you know. That's all I'm going to say on it, man. That's all I'm going to say.
That's it. Mark Smithson saying, keep the faith, peeps. And that's true. Keep the faith, because this is the long game that we're playing. We're not playing the short game. You know, this minor speed bump in the road of progress of crypto. It's all going to be good.
Yeah, and also too, Sophie's talking, John Deaton has in Crypto Law on Wednesday on the 14th at 3 p.m. You don't want to watch that as well. And XRP is green. That's a good thing. It's actually been doing better than most, so can't really be that. Yep, he's a bad apple. And I love apples, by the way. So why need to talk about apples? I mean, Beatles even loved Apple. Beatles loved Apple. They named a record company after it.
That's right.
And Steve Jobs loved the Beatles, and he named his company Apple. So there's a lot of things good about Apple, Jeff.
And they taste
great, especially apple
You
pie.
can make apple.
And I'm not going to get into it now, Jeff, but let me just pose the question. Apple pie, heated or cold? Which do you prefer? Okay, that's a good answer. Now, with ice cream or without ice cream?
So if I eat it heated, it has to have ice cream. And then if I'm eating it the next day, you know, when you wake up in the morning and it's sitting in the fridge, and you take it out of the fridge and you put it on your plate and you're eating it first thing in the morning, that's the best, especially after Thanksgiving, you know. But heated at night with the ice cream, next morning cold. But I'll eat it either way. It's all good.
For some
How about
reason,
you?
I don't like apple pie cold. I mean hot. I don't like it hot. I love it ice cold. I even like it to put it in the freezer, make it as cold as possible. Something about those cold apples is just fantastic. I mean, I'll eat it hot. I mean, I'm not gonna be like that guy, and I'll even eat it with ice cream. But you're right. Like, you stick it out of the refrigerator, it's just the cold apples, the way it snaps when you cut it. It's just fantastic.
What's the best?
So we got apple pie heated for hydroponics. Otto the Otto says hot.
There's a lot of people for it.
Otto the Otto likes with it, and also doesn't matter. Heated a la mode. There you go, right there. So you're on the same one. Prefer the legendary prefers the apple pie a la mode, which you get a lot of a la mode here, Jeff. Bob, our Moneybags Not Bob says heated ice cream with some sweet tea. Ooh, we're changing it up a bit.
Now, Sophie says you don't have to refrigerate apple pie. Just ask Grandma. Now, I did, and Grandma also said you don't have to refrigerate your eggs or your butter, but I do that anyway.
Jeff, one time I was visiting my friends over in London, and they are English. They're not like expats. And they had eggs, and they put them, you know, they have those little tiny, like you know, what we call dorm refrigerators. That's like their refrigerator. Because, you know, I've been to your house, and we both have massive refrigerators, right? We got the big dog, right? We have the big things with all the things. You can has like a tap for beer, and it's got, like, you know, ice makers and all kinds of cool stuff that it does. You watch TV on there. You can reprogram your house, right? Meanwhile, the dorm refrigerator, a little tiny one, it's like, oh, this is so cute. You take 2 fingers to open it up because you don't want to break it. So you open up. They put the eggs on the top of the refrigerator. And I'm like, I touch the top of the refrigerator. I'm like, dude, that's warm on the top of your refrigerator, right? And they're like, I'm like, why would you put the things? You must have taken them out and mistakenly not put them in the refrigerator. He goes, oh, no, that's where we keep them. And I was like, I threw up in my mouth a little bit, Jeff. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, we keep them. We keep them on the top of the heated. You know how it gets a little warm on the top up there? Oh, yeah. I'm like, why would you do that? I was like, they put the eggs there, and I'm like, you want eggs? I'm like, I'm good. I'm just
yeah,
I mean, I get the farm fresh ones, but they go inside the refrigerator. The butter's in the refrigerator.
So there's some really interesting points there because of the fact that and Money Bob saying washed eggs have to go in the refrigerator, and Sophie's saying you don't have to refrigerate them if they come straight out of the chicken. Don't wash them, don't refrigerate them. So how about that? Now most of my eggs don't come right out of the chicken; they come right out of the grocery. But if you go to the UK and a lot of places in Europe too, and you go to the grocery store, the eggs are sitting out next to your like stacked up next to your cereal or something.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Look at this one. Future Money loves hot apple pie a la mode from Eaton Park here in Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. I love the Burgh. It's a great place. And of course, Permane Brothers, the best sandwich anywhere, anytime, anyhow.
24-hour place down on the beach.
Yeah, there's a Permane Brothers down here. But that Permane Brothers closed down, but there is still one on Sunrise though. That one closed down by the beach.
Yeah, the one on the beach is still open.
Is it still open?
Yep.
I haven't been down there in a while, but I thought they told me it closed down. So, but I know the one on Sunrise is still open, I believe.
Yeah. So, all right. Now Michael Murphy doesn't eat apple pie anymore after watching American Pie.
Okay.
Done. No more apple. But our time is way over.
All the way. Thank you guys. Love the show. TC, my XRP Army. Catch you guys Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Sophie, thank you for paying attention. That's all we have. Jeff, I'll leave it to you to send us out of here, and we'll get out of here after we had some silly banter.
Thank you guys. Love the show, Chip. OTC.
That's what makes
I know you just read it. Catch you Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Anyway, wait, Jeff, before we get out of here, hang on a second. I just want to put something up here. Hang on a second. Where is it? Can't find it now, but there's one other tweet that thing that I wanted to put up there. It's so weird I can't find it now. Oh, here it is, Jeff. Hang on, here it is. Thank you guys on this show. On the chain is my XRP. I just mess with you. That's all right. So
that was my out. You read her. Sophie's out. So I was gonna use the same out. And that's it. That's all we got. You guys are the best and the brightest in all crypto space. For those of you who hung out there with us through the extra 5 minutes, we will check you guys back check you guys back here at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. How about
you
that?
guys on the next one? Chip and Jet out. We'll see you.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.